We're back. So thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us, everybody. We are now joined by Thomas, whose game is Outflank.
Yes.
And I'm going to go ahead and just show them the box here. I'm going to switch to the table view, just so you guys can see the box. And let me do that real quick. There you go. Outflank is the game we're going to be playing. My first assumption when I walked in the room, because I hadn't set it up for us, it's a simplified war game.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a action point war game where you are going to be building out a field of battle.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
you're trying to outflank
Sorry.
and cut off your opponent.
And camera's right there for that too. So, I'm excited. Let's get pumped here.
Sure.
So let's go into. Obviously, we know the basic premise of the game, but what's some of the theme to it? Like, what led to the design choices you made?
Well, the way I set it up, I went in with pikes and old warfare with formations, slow moving formations.
Okay.
Before, you've heard of the period pike and shot at all?
I have not.
Okay. This is the era before that, when pike ruled the battlefield, when it was the best weapon against cavalry.
Of course.
It was very cheap to make, so it was better than swords.
Yeah.
Anyone could wield one, basically.
Basically, so the advantage of reach with the weapon,
Yeah.
the ability to sort of plant it into the ground for,
Yes.
for horse charge and stuff like that.
And it was very rigid formations, and they were rather slow moving
Right.
at times.
The weight.
It's oppressive men you're running forward with these long weapons, and you have to make sure that you don't run too fast, because if your allies catch up, you might get stabbed in the back.
Oh my goodness.
Or you have to make sure that you remain in a tight formation to actually do damage.
Of course.
But if there's relatively equal forces, it doesn't actually. When you clash, what you're trying to do here is you're trying to attack the weak spots in their formations where they don't have troops.
Okay.
And once you attack them on two sides, you've outflanked them.
Okay.
And you capture that tile. But the other thing is, when you're moving forward, you got these troops behind you and these troops ahead of you, you suddenly find yourself cut off. Your pieces are going to be removed. If this one's gone, this one's going to go away too. Because you
Okay.
cut off your supply lines,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Okay, cool. So I guess walk me through the basics here. What are we looking at?
Okay, so on your turn you have 7 action points. This would cost 4 to play.
Okay.
This would cost 5 to play. This would cost 3 to play.
Where are we getting these points from? Just the number of units here. The
yes.
number of, so we'll call them squads for my. but
Yeah.
what would they normally be called? Like a lance, or what are those called?
Pike formation.
Just pike formation. So the number of pike formations dictates the cost in action points for me to
Yes.
place it on the table. Okay.
All right. Once you place it down, you have to place it down linked. So there's a straight line from this corner to this corner. You can definitely play diagonally here.
Okay.
You can play side to side as long as there's something to track it.
Okay. And you said the line you're following is in the center of the card?
From this soldier to this soldier.
Oh, okay, got it. So obviously, I wouldn't be able to play it in this way because there's no soldier formation there. So they have to
And
be.
you also wouldn't be able to place it like this because your units are not. They're looking for a straight line, not a U.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. You can withdraw a tile that you've played for cost. So this, you played 5 to put it down, 5 to put it back in your hand.
Okay.
What you're trying to do, as I said before, you're trying to attack weak spots. So just imagine there's a trail over here. So this one's down here attacking there in the corner. The moment this card goes down, this would be captured.
Okay.
And if this is here for whatever reason, this would also be captured.
Oh,
you can't
okay.
trace a line back to your start.
Interesting. All right. So basically, it's a tile building. Like, I'm going to compare it in my mind here, similar to almost like Suro, where you're building this line, but our lines meet at some point. And whatever meets at that point could cause a chain reaction of capturing.
Yes.
Okay.
So you want to keep your options open for where you want to move.
Okay.
So don't let yourself get cut off. Don't let all your options be facing my troops.
Okay.
and of course vice versa. I don't want that to happen to me either. If you get behind my start, or if I get behind yours, we begin raiding each other's supply lines.
Okay.
So let's say you get behind mine. At the end of my turn, if you're still behind my start, so anywhere across here.
Yeah. Yep. This imaginary line that's formed by the end of this. Okay.
At the end of my turn, if they're still there, I have to pull one of my tiles off and discard it.
Okay.
And that's not, I didn't say it. You need to capture 4 of my pieces. That's it.
And that's the end of the game.
That's the end of the game. You can
Okay.
also capture my start, but
Okay.
4 pieces is how it usually goes.
Okay, got it.
So if you capture my start or that, you 4 pieces,
Yeah.
and both of these pieces will be considered captured when this piece is taken.
Okay.
So that would be halfway to the end.
Mm-hmm.
But don't take it for granted, because the biggest turnaround this game has ever saw was 3-0 turned into 3-19. They captured 19 pieces in one move, right as their opponent had finished gloating that they were about to win.
Do you guys need players, or are you good?
No, we're good. This is a 2 or 4 player game. We're going to do this, and
Awesome.
then we'll figure
Cool,
it out.
see you on the other side.
Thanks, buddy.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. So that was the most fun turnaround, because I saw it and she saw it at the same time. So
That's pretty excellent. Okay, so now, so how do we start the game now? We have this little
you start with
area.
3 cards.
So 3 cards.
There's a couple other things before we
Oh,
start.
okay, sorry.
So if I said you have 7 action points,
Mhm.
this costs 5. Well, you have 2 left. You can't play any other cards.
Yeah.
You can always draw for 2 or draw mercenaries for 2.
Okay.
Mercenaries can modify cards when you place them down and only when you place
Excellent.
them
So basically, because this only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'd be a 5 cost. But if I have a mercenary sitting over here in my pool,
down.
I
You can
could
modify it.
I can modify it, and there is no cost to modify at the point of
There-
placing.
There is.
Oh, uh-oh.
So it costs 2 to buy.
Uh-huh.
So these cards are always available. You can buy from the bag.
Okay.
These mercenaries have 2 sides. One has mercenaries on it, one has nothing on it.
Okay.
If you want to put troops down, you can put it down on any of the sides or corners of your board, but it has to match. It can't be straight forward if it's in a corner.
Of course.
All right? However, if you need to push something out, you can cover up a spot on there to
Okay.
make to force those troops out faster and weaker.
Okay.
To add it face up with troops on it costs 1 extra. So that's 5. That would cost 3 instead.
Okay.
One other thing here, you cannot have more than 5 troops on a card.
Okay.
5 formations.
Okay.
So the only way to modify something that has 5 on it already is to cover up one spot and put it on there somewhere else.
Okay.
You can have 2 mercenary chips in your hand at the end of your turn.
Mhm.
You have 5
total cards.
5 total cards at the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
You get a free draw at the end of every turn after you've taken 7 action points.
Okay.
If you've taken exactly 6 action points, you get a reserve.
Okay.
A reserve is simply an 8th
A
action
float.
point in a future turn.
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot have more than 1.
Got it.
Pretty sure that's all the rules.
Okay. Well, I like where this is going already. The design seems pretty elegant to begin with, so I'll give you compliments on that. I'm missing 1 card, I believe, my own here.
Oh, I took one of your
You
cards.
stole my card. And then I like how you did like each army's on each side, so
Yes.
you're not wasting.
Yes. 4 players in teams. And
Okay.
it's instead of being next to each other, you're across from each other, diagonals,
Ah,
and you can link up with your ally,
okay.
and that's a big part of it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
So would you like me to start first, or would you like to start first?
I guess I'll try. I'll try to
Sure.
start. You can yell at me if I do something wrong. So I could start by doing something to the effect of, I imagine this here, right? That's a legal placement.
That is legal placement,
But the disadvantage is that I'd have things pointing this way when they should be pointing this way.
generally, yes.
Okay. So in this situation, this I'm just spitballing here to try to figure it out. This might be a better option for me by placing it there.
That is.
Because then I have 2 facing the middle field, 1 on the flank in case something happens where you come in.
Yes.
Okay.
If I get behind your back
Right.
or your side,
Yeah.
you want to have the ability to build out that way.
Okay. Cool.
So you have 3 more action points.
So that cost me 4. I have 3 action points, and what I will do with the 3 action points here is I will And again, I'm sort of leaning on you for a little bit about guidance here,
Sure.
but I'm thinking I'll do something like this. Is that,
That's perfectly fine.
yeah. Now, this basically means that if there's a card that falls here or here, this is almost like a shared defense or attack point where these two cards are benefiting each other in a way,
Yes,
correct?
this is actually blocking me off from attacking this weak spot, and vice versa.
Okay, okay, and that's okay, because once you have a clear line of sight to that weak spot in an adjacent tile, you get to collect it.
Yes.
Okay, so that
Oh,
dictates,
two weak spots.
so line of sight to this target on any adjacent is exactly what would trigger removal.
I believe so.
Yeah, sorry, when I say line, and I might be overcomplicating it, but like when I say line of sight,
Take a tile and show me what you mean.
yeah, so
Just to make
what
sure
I
I
mean is if
understand.
you're red, so you came in, if you came in with a tile like this, you have clear line of sight from this
Yes,
to that,
that is attacking.
meaning that this would be a capture.
It needs 2 tiles to attack to be captured.
Okay, so you'd have to have another one, so basically if you somehow snuck in here,
If this was like this, and then I move forward
okay,
here and attack there.
and now I
that's
see
not
why
good.
the mercenaries are important, because it's not gonna happen this round, but let's say next round you try to put something there and I had a mercenary that I paid, or I played, could I augment the tile with a mercenary?
Only when
after?
you play it down,
Oh, okay.
because otherwise the game sort of breaks.
Now, what if, oh, okay, right, what, I was gonna say, what if I use a blank one, it's also when I put it down?
Yes,
Okay, so, oh, got it.
that would only make it cheaper to play. so-
And basically, it probably elongates the game to the point. So the way you have to be mindful and wary of your current placement because. Okay. Okay. All right.
You get a free draw at the end of your turn.
Yep. Free draw at the end of my turn. Let's go ahead and grab it. Gamesmith Tyson. He's actually a designer and he runs the Gamesmiths.
I'm in that channel. I asked you about if you're going to be here this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to make sure that you were actually here. If you look in that chat, you'll see it.
But that's Tyson says I love the concept a lot. Looks really clever. So.
Thank you very much, Tyson.
All right.
All right, so it's my turn. I'm going to. You seem to be favoring this flank, so I'll start there.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw a mercenary.
Okay.
And then I get a reserve because that is 4,
Yep.
5, 6, 7.
Okay. And then you keep that little reserve.
And it is your turn.
Okay, my turn. So let's see. I think I am going to start marching forward here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 3 left. I'm going to grab mercenary, and then that's 2, 6, and a reserve. Or wait, I'm sorry. That's
4 plus
2
2
and 6.
plus.
Yep. One thing I love about this is whenever you look at like war games or formation, I like the way that you play with formations in this, because there's multiple little levels going on. And I usually speak of this through comparisons. The tile placements, like I said, like almost like a swirl. You're drawing a line to collectively meet in the middle. There's a hint of resource management in that you have these little mercenary tokens, and by augmenting them. Now, by placing that, that was 1 extra added
Yes,
to the cost.
that's
so,
5.
So 5, okay.
And I'm going to finish up with this.
Okay.
So that's 7.
Yep.
And then I get my.
And you're keeping your reserve.
Yes.
Oh, and did I get a free draw for my last turn? Should I have received a free draw?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Loves the Smudgy Games, loves the concept a lot. As a war gamer, it tickles his fancy.
Nice. Glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's back to me.
I'm also glad that I don't have a board.
Yeah.
Usually, it's one of those things that I was really trying to avoid doing with this. I originally had one. I skipped out on it when I started making better copies. I like the widest this has ever been, and I know this might sound bad, but it was 19 across.
Okay.
You can have a truly epic looking battlefield at the end of this if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking right now, and I think I'm going to. This is 3 to place, and then I'm going to make it 4 by placing this guy over here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and place this here. So that's 4, 7, and I guess I already have the reserve, so I'll keep holding on the reserve.
It's back just a little bit.
Yep.
That should be space. Now let's see.
It does state, so we have, Tyson states, yeah, it looks like it can appeal to a wide audience of gamers, tile placement, resource management, tactical strategic decision making, war games, absolutely. I think this ticks a lot of those boxes, and Smunchy does state exactly that, so.
That's good to hear. Oh, let's see. Oh, what's this?
Oh, I get one extra.
Yes, you do get a free tile.
My one question from Tyson states, how do you know the distance to place between starting tiles? And I think that's a pretty good question.
Okay, so the general rule is 5 spaces between. You can modify it.
Right. It's sort of a guesstimation, kind of. And
Yeah.
then as things start to close, you start to like
Yes.
slide them out.
I sometimes include a paper insert,
Okay.
but not always.
Okay.
Generally, I want to avoid anything that could look like I'm limiting.
Yeah.
And
So basically, and what you're saying too is, so you don't want to limit the experience. If the players want to play a longer game, you want to give them the ability to spread them out further.
and the other thing, oh nope, this is the wrong one. I have you can play this where it's diagonal formations,
Okay.
and that tends to break people's brains a little bit, but it can be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I believe
It is
it's
my
back.
turn now.
It's back to you.
All right, so I'm going to.
They state that they like that you don't include board, but they could see there being some confusion without that kind of direction. And I think honestly, my take on it would be an opportunity, even if you didn't do a full board, maybe like a 3x3, so 3 square by 3 square to sort of measure it out. Like you
Fair
said,
enough.
or again, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Like we start to drill down into like concepts of you know of where you are, and I will tell you, this is actually really exciting for me. Right out of the gate, and I'll ask this question now because I think it's the right time to ask it. So have you tried to get a publisher? Do you self-publish? Is it something that you have available through like GameCrafter or something like that?
It's not available through GameCraft.
Okay.
I have hoped to self-publish.
Okay.
This is not one that I've sent to other developers
Right.
in that way to try to get it published through other means.
Right.
I suppose I'm open to the option.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, the reason I ask because I mean the reality is in the current sphere and space of and I'm sure you did your research, but it usually turns out to be about 5% on the back end, either option. If you go through Kickstarter and try to self-fund, you end up with about 5% on the back end with all the overhead that Kickstarter hits you with. And then if you go to a publisher, it's anywhere from 5 to 10% on the back end of production and sales. But I think this is a really clean and simple concept that has a pretty mass market appeal.
I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to skip using my reserve, and then I get my free draw at the end of the turn. Your turn.
Okay, so back to me, and we have some crazy stuff happening now. Now the game is getting real. I've noticed. In a way, I've hurt myself because now I can't expand to the right.
Correct.
So the only way I'd be able to, and I can't expand down and up because
You can go from your start.
I could go from my start. Now to buy these, it's 2 as well.
Yes.
And I can. There's no limit to how many I could buy, or I can only buy 1. So
You can buy all 3 if you want.
right now.
You can. I replace them as they get taken.
Okay. And I get the blue side, like that one, for example. I would get the blue side if I purchase that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to make sure. So, let's see. Point wise, let's do. I really hurt myself here. Now that I'm looking, that is painful. But point wise, I'm going to go. I'll purchase this for 2.
All right.
And doesn't refresh until the end of the.
Oh no, it refreshes.
Oh, immediately? Okay, so purchase that for, I'm sorry, that was a 3, because there's 3 on there.
Nope. Takes 2 to.
Oh, always
buy
2.
Cost 2.
Always 2. I'll go with this one for 2, so that's 4. Leaves me, essentially, I have 5 left because of this mechanic here.
Oh, Reserve should be visible though.
Oh, sorry, that is that.
And you should have 4 left. 2 for each draw.
So I did 2, oh, there's 7 total action points, that's right. So I have, with that, 4 left. And I don't know if I can save myself here.
The question is how far can I advance in a turn?
That's true.
How bad could it possibly be?
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be. I know already. So I have 4 left. 1, 2, 3. Yuck. 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 This might be just a rebuilding phase. So if I have 4 left, if I include the reserve, then I'm just going to buy 1, and then I could buy this part of it, right?
Oh, you buy both. You get to choose when you place it.
Okay, and then that's 2,
That's 8 overall. You bought 3,000.
and that goes away, and then I get one refresh at the end. Yeah, it's funny, Tyson. He was over here like snickering. I didn't realize how vulnerable I was. He caught me.
So that's a nice 5 right there.
Yeah, so that's gonna hurt because now.
That's being attacked only once right now.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You need 2. You need
I need
2.
to attack twice.
Oh God.
I'm going to take a reserve.
Can I survive
take
this?
a mercenary. I still have a reserve, but I'm not using it right now.
Okay.
So, I have 3. It's your turn.
The Great White Hope here, folks. All right. So I have 7 total I can use. So we will do. That's 4. 3. Oh, I can't do that. Can't do that because there's no.
That is
Matching there.
correct, not that space.
Can't do that.
This isn't chess. If you need to rearrange during your turn, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I spent 4.
Because I have this one. Just to say, I just read his comment. The troop field. I have this wonderful advantage, but I have to get there to take advantage of it, and I don't necessarily have the
Yeah.
formations available to get me there quick enough to take advantage of it before it goes away.
So I only have 3 actions left with that place. So
And you used your reserve.
I use my reserve, but what I guess all I could really do here. Let me see. I'll do the same formations. Yeah. I'm gonna pay 2 for this, and then I'll grab another reserve for next round. Sorry. And then I get a free refresh here.
Read.
This is a thinky. I didn't see it when it hit the table, but this is a thinky. It's my brain's burning a little bit, and I really appreciate that. Clear, cut and dry. That's one thing I love about this too. So currently it isn't in any type of publication. If I wanted this game, I couldn't buy it right now. Is what you're telling me?
Not right now.
Well, damn it.
Okay, so I'm putting it there. I'm using my mercenary to connect.
You are hurting me badly. There's 2 attacks there. So
Yes,
they go,
that is captured. And the
that's-
mercenary goes back here, by the way. The mercenaries don't stick around and die.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't. They just run away.
So this actually goes away, and I gain a victory counter.
Yeah, all right. Rub it in. Rub it in.
Actually, because this piece goes back in the bag.
Okay, got it.
But now I'll rub it in. Oh no, wait. Yeah, I do have a reserve. So yes, I use my reserve to
play that tile.
to capture from this
Yeah, you're
board.
capturing from both of those.
Yep.
The pain of me losing horribly right now.
Well, I told you, 3-0 to
I know,
319.
I
It's
know.
possible.
I know there's things happening. There's things possible. Anything is possible. Okay, so let's take a look in a book reading Rainbow, right? Sure.
Sure.
Sure, Will. Whatever you say.
Maybe the book is from Clausewitz.
I
If
hurt
you're
my,
really lucky.
I hurt myself in that advance too. Man, why am I such a noob at this?
It's your first time playing.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
I've been playing for literally years.
I guess so. That makes me feel a little bit better. So this is going to cost me one. So that's 4.
That is 4.
Making it 5 with this.
Okay.
And then I have 3 left technically. Let's see what I can do. 3 with the reserve.
Okay. Ah, I see. That's not connected to anything.
Oh, it can't be connected then.
It has to connect.
Anger. Hold on. Wait.
Here's the reserve. To be
Wait.
fair, I can't go anywhere from there.
This one will work. 3. That connects to
Yes. People wonder why the tile's in there. It's for these sorts of
that. Yeah,
situations.
exactly. Like I saw this tile early game, and I was like, "This is a waste. Like it leaves me vulnerable," but it doesn't in a way because now it blocks off a little bit
Yeah.
there. So that's a cap.
Capture.
That's a captcha.
Here's your victory token.
Okay. Tyson's like, you could do anything, but probably not win. It's funny too, because then it opens up the field again
Yes, it does.
for you to just ransack me. And then I use my reserve for that, so that goes back as well.
Alright.
And then I get a refresh.
Yes, you do.
Refresh, you can go ahead. Your go.
Hmm.
Your go. Like, I'm seriously, like, the thing that really gets me here is how clean with the current design it is too. And obviously, you know, if you go to publishing, you can even clean it up, you know, make it even shinier. But what you have here and what you've put together is so clear and concise.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good to hear.
What are you doing? What are you pivoting over here?
Okay.
I don't like what you're doing to me. All right. So
You're not supposed to.
the beatdown. The beatdown is happening. All right.
We'll see.
So that gives you flank.
One thing about designing this game, I am always acutely aware of my own weaknesses.
Yeah, and you know I keep leaving that side open, like a dum dum. Why am I such a dum dum?
Not yet.
Let's see. Could do that. Use some exposure there. Well, actually, do that.
Which does capture.
Yeah, that's a capture.
Oh, we're even now.
And that was a 3 cost, so I have 4 available. And with 4 available, four available puts me in a weird spot-ish, sort of here. And I think, because that's open, that's not a problem per se. Let's go with that. Okay. And then a free refresh. And I get the reserve. My first one was a 3, that's a 3, so I get the reserve.
Indeed you do.
Okay. Did Will lose yet? I didn't lose yet. I didn't. I have 2 points, he has 2 points. He's going to have not another point yet.
I have another reserve.
He has a reserve.
Here now.
Okay, all right. Things are happening. Things are happening here.
Going on the offense.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Trying to. All right. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, wow, 4. It's 4. And that I have almost. I have 3 or 4 left, depending on whether I burn the reserve. I'm going to go with 3 and keep the reserve.
Okay. Well, I could go raiding, but I think I'm just gonna have to end the game. So I capture this piece,
You capture that piece.
and this one is not connected to anything.
Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, not
Not at that
anymore.
point,
Not
not at that
anymore. So you get 2, and that's the game. Ah, Blarg. Very good game. No, very good game. Thomas, seriously, this is really intriguing. I do. Are you familiar with the concept of a sell sheet?
Yes,
Okay. Do you
I
have
have
one?
one.
Okay.
I have one.
Um,
The thing I used to have it in, one of those plastic standees, shattered
Yeah.
over this past
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
recently. So
So, okay, I do think that this has a market. I think you should definitely pursue it if you haven't. And ping out to Tyson, because you said
Sure.
you already are part of the Gamesmiths
I
chat. Ping out to Tyson, and we'll see if we could steer you in any direction we can help with.
Sure, thank you very much.
Yeah, and if you want help putting this in TTS to get the word out, we can work on that with you as well.
Okay.
This
cool.
is really brilliant.
Thank you very much.
And the thing that's great is this could honestly be themed for anything. You could take
Yes.
this as a skeleton and put it to a theme of any IP.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this is, you surprised me today, sir.
In a good way, hopefully.
Yeah, and Tyson does say, he's like, yeah, I'd love to help if you need it.
I'll say this: I've had the theme and the name for a very long time, but
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily opposed to changing
Right.
the theme of the name.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. And I even smell expansions with this because you're going based on pikemen. You know, you could
Yeah.
even do. There's 1,000 things you can do with this.
The one expansion I was thinking of
Yeah.
was horsemen or cavalry,
Yeah.
and for them to have continually going up the sides and trying to get behind the
Yes.
army.
Yeah.
But
Or you can with the cavalry you could skip tile placement, so like you could go a space ahead without having or rules with like you don't like weird connection rules. Again, nothing too. You're the designer, so.
Yeah.
But no, I mean honestly, this is awesome. Like I'm even thinking, with possible expansions, moving into a hex system where instead you have
that's
different points and stuff too.
Yeah, that's been recommended once or twice before as well.
Yeah.
I'll try it at some point. I know that.
But I mean, I love it. It's so simple. Like if you could see, if your unit can see the center of that one, and you have two of those cards that can see the center, it's captured. It's out of the
Yes.
thing. If by capturing this means it's no longer connected to something, which in this case it would. It's like okay, boom, capture, and boom, capture, 2 points right there.
Yeah.
And this could chain, like you said,
Chain out.
like ridiculously.
Yes.
Especially as the field expands.
Yeah, you have that. It really comes down to that linchpin unit sometimes.
Mhm.
Where, as I said, 3 to
Yeah.
0 became 3 to 19.
Right.
Boom,
Uh,
their entire
yeah.
board disappeared.
And I love that it's a 4-point system because it keeps the game pretty abbreviated. But I'm sure if you want a longer game, you can go with more points.
Oh yeah. In
Yeah.
4-player, it's 6 points
Okay.
between your teammates.
Yeah.
So not one person can carry a team. To
But
a certain
and then you said that a 4-player game. So I'm building out with my teammate across the table, and we're building out this
well,
way.
you're building out with your teammate over there.
Oh, okay. So he's
And
over
I'm-
here,
yes, and my teammate. Would
and
be
my
over
start becomes this now.
there. Well, your start is actually a little bit different because I have different tiles for that.
Yep.
They just don't come out in 2-player. The 4-player tiles.
I agree, Tyson. Tyson states, I like the idea of hex, but I actually think that the tiles are better for the sake of marketability, for the reason that people see hexes and think more complicated. That's very true. That most people will see a hex and be like, oh, this is too heavy for me. So these are 4-player starts.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you look, this can also be used in two-player. When
Mhm.
it said you play a diamond formation outward.
Oh, I didn't see. I'm gonna let's see if I
Yes.
can clear up. I want to explore this for a second.
Sure.
Smunchy's gonna laugh, but the passion's triggered, Smunchy. The passion's triggered over here.
It's always a good sign.
The passion is definitely so. This is a standard start.
Yes.
Um,
That's a two-player start time.
Yep. And these are
The base tiles.
yeah, they stay the same. Base tiles always stay the same.
Yep.
There you go.
But yeah, there's a randomized start with.
And where was the
what
4-player one? I wanted to see
I put
that.
them off to the side.
Okay.
One second. So these are the 4-player starts.
Tyson just said, when Will asks to touch things, you know it's real. It's so true. It's so true. But now that's so cool. Diamond-based placement instead of the square
Yes.
place. So then you build off of this.
Well, in 4-player,
Yeah.
it looks like this. It's a square. It's a box.
Okay.
And it's a little bit different because there's no rating in 4-player, but there's connecting to your ally and linking up.
Okay.
And then you can play off your ally's tiles.
Oh, wow.
Where you can't, obviously you don't have an ally in 2-player.
Yeah.
But you come down to the question is it important enough to link?
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth the danger of going across the center and getting between both of your opponents?
Right. Right.
I've seen it go both ways. I've seen someone desperately try to link up with their ally, and their ally decided at the last moment no, and then wiped someone out. But the other thing is, you know how you've lost multiple pieces at one point?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you've linked up and someone breaks the link, and you've got pieces that are cut off, they belong to your ally as long as they're legally placed and still attached to your ally.
Okay. So as long as your ally is still touching them, they're
Yes.
still
As long as they're
okay.
connected to a start,
Yeah.
it works.
So Tyson says, color me impressed with the design. I'd love to touch it too. So yes, definitely reach out. We will partner up
Sure.
at least to get you set up with the tabletop sim stuff. So
Sounds good.
So then you get this product out there more, and I would love to see this in the market. This is
Sounds great.
really what it comes down to is how simple the concept is, but how it plays out.
Thank
Again.
you very much.
Love it, really do. All right, so we're gonna take another break. This has been Thomas. Your last name, Thomas. Sorry.
Horniman.
Thomas Horniman. The game is my knees and my back. Here we go. The game is Outflank, which is not out in the market yet. But Thomas, how can people get in touch with you? Social media or anything like that?
Okay, the name of the company might change in the future, but right now, Slightly Offensive Games.
Slightly Offensive Games is the name of the company.
Yes.
I love it.
Slightly Offensive Games.
I love it. So spell the.
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, Juroden.
Yes.
Okay. Slightly Offensive Games, and that's at Twitter. So at
Yes.
Slightly Offensive Games.
At SO Games or at S_Games.
Okay, he's gonna find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we'll talk on Discord and we'll
Sure.
work with you to do what we can to help out because I want to touch this game in my living room. All right, so guys, we're gonna take another break. Again, thank you so much for joining us, Thomas.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with another game. I'm sorry I didn't read it off the list yet, but we will have another game, I believe, at 5 o'clock. So which we're coming right up on the hour now. So we'll be right back. I'm just gonna do a little break, and we'll be right back. Let's get you guys some music. How's that sound?